Hello everyone and welcome to another In the Void Real review. This time we're reviewing Venom: The Last Dance, the third and supposedly last movie in the Venom trilogy. But come on, do we really think this will be the last dance? I think not, especially after Tom Hardy saying he was open to doing more movies. Honestly, I hate to say it, but they should really give this franchise a rest because the films really have not been that good. They've tried to be funny with a slightly sickening edge, but they come off as tame and really not very funny at all. It's had moments, but it really has stumbled ever since it got out of the gate with the first one, and it's never has gotten on its feet since. I remember hoping that the second would hit harder with the introduction of Carnage onto the big screen for the first time. And who better to play him than Woody Harrelson? How could it go wrong? Well, the second film failed because it just wasn't interesting enough. It watered down the iconic villain too much. The Venom movies really need to be rated R so that they can push the envelope. Instead, they have tried to go in a completely different direction. They've leaned into comedy more in these movies than the violence. I haven't read any of the Venom comics, so I'm not sure if they lean into comedy there, but I've always thought of Venom being the antithesis of Spider-Man. Whereas Spider-Man sometimes comes off as a goofball, Venom, in my mind, has been anything but goofball. He's the cool alien symbiote infected character that people feared, but kind of admired from afar. In The Last Dance, we are once again thrust into the dynamic of Eddie Brock, the journalist, at war with the alien-esque and brutal nature, but honestly not that brutal nature due to the PG-13 rating of this trilogy's idea of what Venom is. A smack-talking devil who sometimes likes to dance to musical numbers. By the way, there's going to be spoilers. And by the way, what is up with the musical numbers encroaching on comic book movies of late? First Joker 2, now this? I guess that's why it's called The Last Dance. Over the course of the first two movies, Eddie Brock has been at war with his alter ego.
We are Venom! We are
Venom!
No.
Oh!
Yeah, we
are
Venom.
He's always trying to control Venom, but always failing miserably. Only willing to have him take the reins when trouble's about to brew. That's been the series' MO from the get-go, and that's still present in the third one, except that things are coming to a close.
Not make it out of this alive, buddy.
Eddie, the time has come.
Which means Eddie ends up missing his alien friend when it's all said and done. They say you never know what you got till it's gone, and that's where things go by the time the credits roll. This movie's filled with a little bit of nostalgia and whimsy, and that's a defining factor here. However, that doesn't prevent the tone from being all over the place in Venom: The Last Dance. I can go into all the specifics of this movie, but I would rather not because what's there is threadbare. Something about the xenophage chasing Venom to get a magical item called the Codex that is inside his body. However, it's only visible to the xenophage when Venom is fully transformed into himself. This Codex is needed to awaken Null, a villain who is stuck on a planet in a galaxy far, far away. While Null presents our hero with a formidable enemy who has origins harkening back to the formation of the universe, we never get a final showdown between the two. We only get the xenophage front and center, which is cool, but they did remind me something out of Men in Black or even the Mutos from the original Godzilla. While recreated on screen pretty well, they felt more at home in a kaiju movie. To be clear, the visuals are good in this movie, which is needed to succeed because they do play a huge part in these kinds of movies. The many transformations of Venom was fun to see as well, from horse to fish. And what would really be cool is if he jumped into Godzilla or a xenomorph, but we know that is a thing reserved for the comics. As for the humor, it does not succeed. Jokes fall flat, and there's only a few scenes I chuckled at. But this is no Deadpool versus Wolverine, and I get that. Tom Hardy looks tired in this movie, and no other supporting characters stand out. There is a family that's on a road trip to explore Area 51 that injects some humor. And then there is Juno Temple of Ted Lasso fame, who plays scientist Teddy Payne, who gets to be a female Venom symbiote for a while in the last acts of the film. She does an alright job, and that's about everyone else's performances. Alright. That extends to the rest of the film. It's alright. It does get better in the final acts, I will say. This is a movie with a lackluster start, and its strongest parts at the end if you can make it that far. And then you got two final credit scenes that really explain nothing. It's also open-ended. You end up thinking, is it really the end for Venom, or is there more to come? And should we even bother? It's sad because I really like Venom as a character, and after this, I still will. I really do like his aesthetic, and his personality does shine for the most part in this trilogy. But I would not be surprised if I see a reboot in the future for this franchise, and hopefully it is a reboot in the direction of rated R because I think that's what's needed to capture the true essence of Venom. Guys, I'm giving Venom: The Last Dance a 6 out of 10. Did you like the movie? Or do you think they should give this franchise a rest? Or better yet, does it need a reboot? Answer in the comments, and if you would, like the video and subscribe. This has been a review, and I will see you the next time when we venture into the void.